Don't spend $500 on that Craigslist guy that promises you the world, unlimited time, unlimited albums, and a massage afterwards. Hello, it's Arash here over at Rugger Productions. Photographer, cinematographer. Why am I having this earpiece in my ear? We don't need headphones. Photographer, cinematographer, educator, creator. That's me. I know it sounds a little arrogant calling myself all those. I just want you to know that I've been doing this since 2009. So, what I'm about to say comes from experience, comes from knowledge, comes from wisdom. And today we're going to talk about how much should you spend on wedding photography. Cue the music. All right. How much should you spend on wedding photography? Okay, you're getting married, and let's assume you actually value photography. You actually want great photos. You want amazing photos. You don't want moments missed. You want the photos with your groomsmen or with your bridesmaids. You want ceremony photos. You want, the emotional parts. You want a photographer who's going to be aware, who's going to be observant, who's going to pose you when needed, but it's going to let you be candid when needed. You're looking for someone that has all those and has the experience and has insurance and isn't going to be drinking your beer and wine and isn't going to be eating before you. We've seen all this with other vendors, wedding vendors. These are true stories. Maybe there'll be future videos. So you're looking for an exceptional photographer, but you're not looking for the best photographer, meaning you're not looking to spend $25,000, right? Let's assume that. Because if you're looking for the best and you have the money saved up, call Jerry Quinones, give him his $25,000 check, and he will come shoot your wedding. But let's say you're not there. You're below that. So how much should you be spending on wedding photography? Let's start off by saying I'm part of a Facebook group where we hire we refer photographers to other brides and grooms. We have second shooters come. We have associate photographers come. And the beginning rate for photographers who have the gear, have a backup camera, have dual card slots just in case a card fails, is about $2,500 to $4,000. So these may be people who have just started, who don't know what they're doing, who may not know how to pose, who may not know how to edit, who may take 6 months to get back to you, who may not have insurance. They might only have two lenses, who don't want to spend money renting things. They're not as invested in their business, so they're not requiring you to invest in them. So those are who those people are. That's the bottom tier. The middle tier, which is I think the most saturated, is where also the competition is extremely high. That's where you may want to go. Someone who's experienced, who's been shooting 5 to 10 years, who has his own gear, who has backups, actually has insurance, knows how to communicate, knows about contracts, does meetings with you over the phone, through email, is responsive, is friendly, is professional. Those are the ones that are going to cost $4,000, $4,500, all the way up to about $7,500 to $8,000. That's the middle tier. And that's who I recommend you aiming for, not for the bottom tier, because so many things can go wrong. There's a protocol I follow and my team follows after a wedding. Sometimes weddings finish at 11 p.m., midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and sometimes we don't eat. So a lot of times after weddings, we're hungry. The way we go eat is we go to, like, let's say In-N-Out or a Mexican restaurant to get some food. We have one person wait in the car with the gear while the other two go get food to bring it so that we eat together. The reasoning is to prevent theft. I know at any moment someone can come at gunpoint and try to steal our gear, but at least if that one person is there, that's the deterrence that's going to prevent someone from stealing gear. I hear about photographers getting their stuff stolen in San Francisco like every week. And the reason is it's not people pulling up with guns saying, give me your camera and your memory card. It's because they leave things in their car trunks, in their back seat. I even had a friend, this was in a different country, but she had her photographer's wedding photos were stolen from his apartment. But this was like 2 weeks after the wedding. He hadn't backed them up. He hadn't put them on his computer, put them on the cloud, that kind of stuff. So that's an amateur. Sorry, bro. That's an amateur. Sorry, sis, whatever. That's an amateur. That's who you're spending $2,000 for, so that you save money, but you run a higher risk. Think of this as a risk reward type of thing. So, but when you go with someone in the middle tier, I think that they're usually knowledgeable on taking photos, backing it up, insurance, communication, the whole package. That's why you should aim for there. To make sure this one day, let's assume you're not going to be part of this 75% divorce rate, this one day is going to produce amazing photos. And that's what you're here for. Now, sometimes people value photo even more. Sometimes they don't want just a photographer. They want a storyteller. They want an artist. They want someone who has the eye, who is going to go above and beyond and is going to produce results that are just extraordinary, out of this world. That's who you're spending 8,500 to 16, 17, 18, $20,000 on. And it's not just for them to come take photos. It's also for the album that they include. It's also for maybe they do engagement shoots, pre-wedding shoots, trash to dress shoots. If you have a rehearsal dinner party the day after the wedding, those are becoming kind of common. The photographer is there for everything. It's to document everything. Some photographers might not do that. We do that. We recommend others do that. And that's what you're paying for. So if you're coming to me, for example, and you're spending $12,000 with me, you're not only getting me for your wedding day, but you're getting me for the engagement shoot. You're getting me for the rehearsal dinner. You're getting me for the trash to dress shoot. You don't have to trash your dress. And you're getting a signature album for the bride and groom and identical signature albums for the parents. Not those little dinky ones, but the actual glass acrylic cover signature albums. I would show you one if I had one near me, but I do not. So when you pay that much, you're getting the top tier. You're getting the top notch, what's offered. When you're going the step above that, like I said, Jerry Quinones, when you're spending $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 on a photographer, you're paying for the celebrity. You're paying for that name. You're gonna want to brag, like I had Jerry Quinones shoot my wedding. That's what you're paying for. That's cool. You have the money you want to spend for that. Awesome. You don't, consider going middle tier. Middle tier, do your due diligence. Look at their Yelps, Googles, Facebooks. I know some people have bad experiences and might automatically go to 1 stars, but read those 1 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, see why is it. And most of the time, it's not going to be from getting bad photos. It's going to be from a lack of professionalism. There's an amazing photographer in Orange County. He has been known to yell at either the bride and groom or the parents of the bride and groom when they've gotten in his way, or if people have taken phone photos. And people hate this guy. A lot of people who know him hate this guy, not because he's a bad photographer, because he's an amazing photographer if you look at his Instagram or his website, but he's just not professional. He can't handle stress well. And that's why you want to read the reviews, because you won't be able to gauge stress levels when you do an initial meeting at a coffee shop or through Zoom. So that's why you're paying the big bucks, so someone doesn't yell at your mom and then you have to sock them out during your wedding. So consider those. When you're booking your photographer, consider those. Consider the tiers. Consider what you're paying for. Consider what you're getting. I know weddings are expensive. I know the economy is bad, but this is one thing that I think you should consider investing in versus the food, florals, the other stuff. I don't want to start putting wedding vendors down. This is my opinion. This was Arasha Rugged Productions. This is what I recommend you should spend on wedding photography in 2023. Don't spend $500 on that Craigslist guy that promises you the world, unlimited time, unlimited albums, and a massage afterwards. Don't go with that guy.